Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you, and this is the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Gold Label Collection, Batman Year One, Lieutenant James Gordon. I almost said Commissioner Gordon. I probably might be saying Commissioner Gordon all throughout the review, but I'm very excited to bring this review. And this was a figure that when he got announced, and I saw him at the con, I knew I wanted him. I was like, "Yep, this is another fit." So it was the Silver Age Superman. When I saw that one, I knew I wanted him. The Page Punches Woman of Tomorrow Supergirl. I knew I wanted her when I saw her. And this figure right here, Commissioner Gordon, he's another one. When I saw him, I knew I wanted him. And I knew I was going to get him. So, unfortunately, once again, I had to pay scalper prices. I hate doing that, but I got him on eBay because he was sold out everywhere. And it's very hard to know when they're going to get back in stock. And even when they get back in stock, they get sold back out immediately. So it's just a very tedious thing to do and a very hard and aggravating thing to go through. So I know I'm making excuses for why I'm paying scalper prices, but I it's my money, so but let's get into the review. So we got DC Multiverse Lieutenant James Gordon at the bottom. And on the side, we got DC Multiverse Lieutenant James Gordon, Batman Year One. On the corner, we got the McFarlane Gold Label collection. Got the little Spawn signal there because that's McFarlane's thing. 22 moving parts. You can see James Gordon there. See his gun accessory. I'm excited about that. McFarlane Toys on the top right corner. DC Multiverse on that side. James Gordon on this side, Lieutenant James Gordon. And you got some art on the back, which I really appreciate. I really like. Also in this top corner, you got Lieutenant James Gordon, Batman Year One. So this is art from the Batman Year One comic of Lieutenant James Gordon. Some people wanted his glasses like this. I'm actually happy they didn't do that. I prefer to see James Gordon's eyes through his lens. Well, he doesn't have lenses on these glasses, but we'll get into that later. But I prefer to see his eyes. I mean, it's cool when you get those white glasses like that. I'm not saying that it's not, but we have, I believe this is a sketch of Batman. They trying to figure out who he is. I guess that's another sketch of Batman. It's like the police in the comic trying to figure out who he is, because in Year One, he's basically like a myth. So that's pretty cool. So that's some pretty cool art. I really like that. Got the barcode at the bottom, if that helps anybody. The legalities. And that's it. So I'm going to crack James Gordon out of packaging in 12 plus. I guess that helps with the gun accessory, because McFarlane, Warner Brothers DC company, was not allowing them to use guns. But I'm so glad that James Gordon came with a gun. Yeah, so I'm going to crack James Gordon out of packaging, and we're going to get further into the review. So stay tuned. All right, here's James Gordon out of the packaging. He looks awesome. He looks great. There's a lot I like about him, and there is quite a few things that I don't like that McFarlane did. So we'll get into all of that. But let's get into his accessories. So his accessories, the biggest accessory is his gun that he's holding. And I've been hearing some people, I've been watching some reviews on him, and a couple of reviewers. Well, one of the reviewers, y'all probably know, Toy Shiz. He was complaining about his gun and saying that this gun doesn't really fit James Gordon, this revolver that he's holding. And I have to respectfully disagree, and especially since I read one of the recent, well, it's not that recent, but it's in Chip Zdarsky's run, one of the final arcs he did, where James Gordon was, I guess you could say, framed for murder. He actually did murder someone, but it was influenced by the Riddler. The Riddler was using Jervis Tech technology, the Mad Hatter. Anyway, so in that issue, he he was using a gun like this. He was using a revolver. So I actually like the gun. I like it a lot. Um, I guess some people would prefer Jim Gordon to use a different kind of gun, and that's fine. I mean, especially if you got spares in your collection. I definitely do. I have spares in my collection, but I like this gun. I like the revolver, and I'm going to have him use it. And he holds it okay. Um, could be a little better, but he holds it pretty okay, I guess. So he don't come with no alternate hands, anything like that. These are the hands that he comes with, and yeah. So the other accessory, of course, is the boring black DC display stand. Just another one in my collection. And also the trading card, which I do appreciate. I do like these trading cards. I'm going to miss these. So, Lieutenant James Gordon at the bottom, Batman Year 1. And the read up, Lieutenant James Gordon, Batman Year 1 data file. Real name, Lieutenant James Jim Gordon. This is when he was Lieutenant. Lieutenant Gordon has been learning his way on the streets of Gotham, almost in step with Batman. And the two finally start to see eye to eye in part 4 of Batman Year 1. Can Gordon and Batman work together for the greater good of Gotham City? Very nice read up there. So that's the data file card, and we're going to get more into the figure. And so here we see James Gordon. Well, first, let's take a little look at the gun. So the gun looks pretty good. It's kind of basic, but it looks all right. It's a revolver. It's nice. It's effective. Nice clean paint. There's no trigger in the gun, but I guess it would make it more difficult for him to hold, so I don't mind that. So there you see the gun there. So it's a nice gun, and like I said, I like it. Now let's get into James Gordon himself. So the head sculpt is really good. I like the head sculpt. He doesn't have lenses in the glasses. It's just straight plastic. But I don't mind that. It's fine. Would it have been better and cool if he did have the lenses? Yeah, sure. But he doesn't, and I'm okay with that. So I loved washing his hair. They did great with that. You get brownie points for that. So very nice paint and very nice wash all in his hair. I like that a lot. It's really good. See the back. Yeah, so his head sculpt is good. He's an aged man. He has the mustache, the glasses, the nice features in his face and cheeks, down to his chin. He looks good. Now we're going to get to the part where I'm aggravated. So this is on the Constantine body. I don't have the Constantine figure. But obviously, even if I didn't know that Constantine figure existed, even anybody could tell what the issue is here. So they painted the tie all the way up to here and did not paint the rest of the tie. Now I'm going to have to fix that myself. Hopefully I'm successful without messing up my figure, without getting any excess paint on him or anything. But that should not be an issue. So I am really upset about that. That's really stupid and aggravating, and I don't know why McFarlane did that. Was it an oversight? It's a huge oversight. I mean, how does that happen? You painted Constantine's tie, but you don't finish painting Gordon's tie? I mean, how does that happen? So that's aggravating. Also, another aggravating part is there's the rip in the jeans here. So this is part of Constantine. And there was another rip, but they covered that one like around his knee joint. I seen the figure. I seen it, so that's how I know. So yeah, so they covered that part, but they didn't cover the rips here. I guess that's not a huge deal, but still. But the shirt looks good, but here's another issue. So obviously they did it for articulation purposes, but guess what? It doesn't work all that well, and that's because of the coat. So why use this articulation here to break up the sculpt and make the shirt look like this? That's another issue. So as nice, as good as this figure is, this figure has a lot of problems that I don't like. So, and like I said, they did it for articulation, obviously, but it doesn't work that well. because of the coat. So there was no need to do this. They should have just made it one solid piece. They should have just made it one solid piece, and the sculpt here would have looked much better. My God. But anyway, the shirt looks good in spite of that. The coat looks really good. The coat has wash all over it, which is fantastic. You see the belt there. The belt is good. The pants are good, even though this little rip thing is there. But, you know, that's kind of a minor gripe. But the pants are good. The shoes are good. I like the shoes. The shoes are good. No treads at the bottom. A little disappointing, but nice wrinkles all throughout the pants, which is really good. I like that. Jim Gordon looks good. And like I said, all throughout the coat, nice wash, nice paint, very good paint. All the wrinkles throughout the coat, you see. Nice detail there in the coat. And you can lift up and you can see the belt and the shirt. You see the belt goes through. It's nice that they still did that, even though they didn't have to. They could have easily skimped out, but I guess they know that reviews like us would have, you know, looked to see. So, very nice. The coat is very nicely detailed. I like that. I like it a lot. It looks good. It looks really good. So these are only two hands that he comes with, like I mentioned before. He also has the wedding ring. So as you can see, they painted the wedding ring on his finger. Very nice. You know, I want to give him brownie points for that too. That's very nice. Very nice attention to detail, because in Batman Year One, Gordon was married to Barbara. Now his daughter, his wife name is Barbara too. So just FYI. So yeah, he was married, but he did, spoilers, well, no, I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it, but he did something to his wife that will affect their marriage. That's all I'll say. And also you got the little trench flaps here. Very nice. Got it on both sides. Very nice. So we will jump into articulation. This head can move left, right. It can move all the way around. Oh, also nice detail is that you can lift up the glasses. You can lift it up. So you can't remove it because it's glued. I mean, you could remove it if you want, but I wouldn't do that. But I guess for customizers, they just might, because they probably won't like the glasses. But you can move them up like that, like so, which is really cool. So pivoting, attitude he has. He can look up about that much, not really that much. Look down about that much. Like I said, he does have attitude. Arms can go out about that much. Full 360. Doubly jointed elbows. Upper bicep swivel. And also butterfly joint, but it only works a little bit. Yeah, upper bicep swivel. Full wrist. Well, wasn't expecting that. Full wrist and hinge rotation. So he has the upper ball peg, that upper piece that they added, which was not necessary. It can go all the way around, twist, and it can pivot side to side, and it can circulate around. He also has the lower waist twist that can go all the way around 360. He can crunch back about, not really. He can't really crunch back that much. Go forward about that much. Legs can split all the way out, which Gordon is, I think he's a former Marine, so, he probably could do that if he wanted to. I don't know. Kick forward about that much, back about that much, slight thigh rotation. Get it in there, doubly jointed knees. And we have the famous McFarlane ball hinge. Goes all the way around. You can swivel all the way around. It can hinge up that much, down that much, ankle pivot, and toe articulation. So there goes all your articulation for Mr. James Gordon. And Not, not bad. Not that great, but not bad either. So we'll get into size comparison. And here he is next to his counterpart because these two figures do go together, obviously. That's the Batman Year One with this Lieutenant James Gordon. And they they look pretty good together. They look pretty good together. So there we are. All right. So my final thoughts on this figure. I like him. I like him a lot. It's just those glaring issues that I mentioned that I'm not happy about. Yeah, those glaring issues being them not painting the tie, which is stupid and ridiculous and idiotic. I don't know how the hell that happened where they didn't finish the paint through on the tie. That cut, that cut that they put in his abdomen to break up the shirt, that's dumb because like I said before, it doesn't really work all that much because of the coat that he's wearing. So I don't know what they were thinking with that. Then the little rip in his jeans that they didn't cover up. And there's not even any flesh tone in it. This just, see, now that I'm thinking more about it now, at first it was a minor gripe, but now I'm getting a little more aggravated about it. But yeah, there's a rip in it and there's no flesh tone. I mean, you might as well, if you're going to leave the rip in the jeans, you might as well just have left the flesh tone. But yeah, so I mean, things like that is a big issue, and it keeps me from giving this figure a high grade. I want to give it higher. I was going to give it a 7.5 out of 10, but I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's a really good figure, and I like it a lot, and I'm glad that I have it in my collection. But it could have been much better, and just little things that McFarlane could have made this figure better. I probably would have gave him a 9 or a 9.5. They did really good with the wash in his hair. They put wash in the coat. The outfit that they gave him is really good, and it looks accurate to the source material. His glasses that doesn't have lenses in it, but like I said, I'm fine with that. But I do know that there are going to be people that is not fine with it. So yeah, so I mean, with those issues, I can only give him a 7 out of 10. And I almost forgot. So for comparisons, this is my old DC collectibles, Greg Capullo, James Gordon, and this has been my definitive James Gordon for a long time, for many many years. And I guess in some ways, maybe you would be better off getting this figure because well, I replaced his glasses. Those are not the original glasses that he comes with. He fell off my shelf and the glasses broke, so I had to replace them. So those are replacement glasses, but the original glasses he came with, it did have lenses. So I mean fake lenses, not real actual glasses lenses, fake lenses. But you still can get him on eBay for a good price. So if you wanted a better James Gordon action figure, I guess you can go for that one. But I'm not going to knock the McFarlane one too much. Like I said, I give him a 7 out of 10, and he's a pretty solid figure. Yeah. So my final thoughts: this Lieutenant James Gordon gets a 7 out of 10. This video is a little long. I apologize for that. I was doing a lot of rambling. But yeah, this Gordon gets a 7 out of 10. So yeah, guys, this has been my review of the DC Multiverse Gold Label Collection. Oh yeah, and he's a Walmart exclusive as well. So like I said, hunting for him is hard. So yeah, he's a Walmart exclusive. Lieutenant James Gordon, Batman Year One action figure review. This has been my review, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, see ya.